Good morning. Namaste. Genothi Seutan. Love, peace, blessing, abundance, healing, prosperity, love, joy, all of goodness and happiness unto you and your family. And I wanted to talk about affirmations. And a lot of people would just simply make the blanket statement that affirmations don't work. And it's kind of funny. When you're a hammer, I heard you see the whole world as a nail, and everybody who is a salesman wants to sell their product above everybody else, so they just disqualify everything. And I think what else is important is to notice patterns, to notice influence, and when we have things that maybe become popular, or maybe somebody tried it and used it and it worked, and they tell somebody else, and news spreads about it, sometimes there can be a fantastically wonderful momentum that starts in the beginning and then kind of diminishes as time goes on. And when it comes to affirmations, there was a time in our society when they were really, really powerful. And so somebody could simply make the statement, just say this affirmation over and over again to get this result. And you think of people like Florence Scovel Shinn. All of her works are fantastic. The Science of Getting Rich, and Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is good because it goes into the understanding of auto-suggestion and the subconscious a little bit more. And that's the key. What happens is that our brains are they're unbelievably powerful, and they are constantly computing. They're constantly becoming aware. The interesting thing is when a lot of studies are done, they find out that our conscious is not only aware of what our physical eyes are seeing, but a 360 degree view, which, to those of you who have recognized that consciousness actually resides outside the body is, like an avatar that the consciousness, our spirit, our soul is projecting through. It's very, very powerful. But again, with affirmations, what happens is that since our subconscious is constantly making conclusions, constantly coming up with, ideas, constantly saying that, okay, this is how it works, and it doesn't work any differently. What happens is that when we come to a powerful conclusion, it can be pretty much set in stone. And so if, maybe, and it happens a couple different ways. Either we had a personal experience, or we have an authority figure that we believe, and when we hear something from this authority figure, it's just we mindlessly believe it almost. And so, or when we have an excessive emotion, an excessive emotion experience, these are all things that really, really write strong, definitive conclusions in the subconscious. And so what happens is that affirmations were really powerful. They were very, very popular. And then what can happen is either somebody who said, "Oh, I tried that and it didn't work," and that became an influence. Or you watch a movie and or a TV show where a character is pretty much mocking affirmations or mocking something. We're talking about affirmations, so that's what it is. But that's the way a lot of people lose the power of spiritual practices, mental practices, again, just by watching it be mocked in a movie, and or somebody is like trying it in a movie or some type of media, and it's portrayed in a way that these things don't work. And again, that's how our subconscious says, "Oh, it doesn't work," and then writes it off. And the thing about affirmations, and the real powerful thing about the Think and Grow Rich explanation of auto-suggestion. And by the way, if you haven't read the newly released version of the original Think and Grow Rich, the version that Napoleon Hill wrote and submitted to the publishers before they, edited out quite a lot. And so when you get the new version, very, very powerful. I think everybody who read Think and Grow Rich, or should definitely get the new version and read it. Or, of course, for anybody, Think and Grow Rich, very powerful. But if you didn't read it, get the new version, which clearly states it's the original unedited version. Wish I had a copy with me. I could show you the cover that I got. But in Think and Grow Rich, it explains the power of belief with auto-suggestions or auto-affirmation. And so that's the key. With a auto-suggestion, with a affirmation, it's not just, after you say it so many times, even though there are, practices that, say mantras, for instance. A lot of Sanskrit mantras are repeated 108 times, because that is, the connections, the nerve connections to the vagus nerve. And when you activate the vagus nerve, it has a powerful effect, or sometimes it can even release serotonin, or is it melatonin? I forget which, and DMT, and vasopressin, everything that is a powerful aid in our emotional experience of belief. So the key with affirmations is belief. And so some people thought, well, I'll just repeat an affirmation, over and over again, and, see what happens. But the point is if you have a counter belief, if you have a belief that is creating resistance, creating a blockage, you may have to repeat an affirmation more to actually create a new belief. And that's the key. When you say an affirmation, it requires belief. Without belief, it's likely that it won't work. And again, the times change, human collective consciousness changes. There was a time when any authority figure spoke something, the populace would believe it. And of course, we still do have that now, when we have, a global narrative, usually of control, that seeks to influence the sheeple, the working class, those who are plugged into the matrix. All they have to do is offer a suggestion, and next thing you know, the whole world believes it. And you can take that at face value and apply it to whatever subject you want to. But when we're talking about affirmations, repeating them, experiencing them, having a vision of yourself already in the like the scripture says, believe that you receive. Seeing yourself as you already received the result of the affirmation is the key. And having an emotional experience of having the affirmation already working for you, again, is the key. And then when you can have that, then you don't have to repeat it as much. But if you have something that you've been struggling with for a long time, it's going to take some time probably to counter that negative belief. And so again, you can't say that after you say it a certain amount of times, or 30 days, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work for me. If it's something that you really want, just keep doing it until you get the result. And because everybody's different, there's a lot of different spiritual practices that seem to have these magic thresholds. The 40-day practice, the 40-day experience, which is taught in a lot of different spiritual teachings, which usually a lot of people after 30 days, because again, there's another threshold, the 21-day experience, But then the problem is, we can throw out all these numbers that have worked for other people, and usually do work for most people in general. But then what happens if somebody has, like somebody who has a strong childhood experience? Again, that can take longer to rewrite. That can take longer to reprogram. And so, when somebody just makes a blanket statement that says that affirmations don't work, that there's something in the way there, or there's some disappointing experience, or they just found something else that does work, and they're just full-heartedly promoting what did work for them, because they're excited for their results, and they just come to a conclusion that since something else didn't work, that it doesn't work. Oh, aren't we fun? And that's the cool thing about us, and there's just no set in stone way that things has to be done. And sometimes, when we're just completely left-brained that way about things, we discover that, wow, I'm making a lot of things harder for myself than they ever had to be. And when you open to the right brain, the female energy, the receiver, that just believes, that just simply has faith. And again, this isn't any type of competition between male and female. It's just the energies that govern our universe and how they work. And when we're open to them and we understand them, it's just the way that we do understand them with our current level of mentality. So affirmations, absolutely, they do work. And that's where Ganothi Seyutan is so important, because you need to know yourself, so you can understand how to better use them and make them work for you, and use them for empowerment. And again, auto-suggestion, self-hypnosis, all these things have powerful, powerful results when we're able to find the sweet spot, we're able to find the combination that works for us. So love, peace, blessing, abundance to you and your family. Ganothi Seyutan.